Hi guys, it's Vincent with vascotoys. On today's episode of Action Vasco, we're going to take a look at my fine jewelry storefront IKEA Detolf diorama. Can't wait to show you guys this piece. Very excited to show you guys this fine jewelry storefront diorama that is made for an IKEA Detolf, and I'm going to start off with the measurements. So it's about 13.5 inches wide, it's 13 inches deep, and about 14 inches tall, and it doesn't have any side walls because this is supposed to be a street scene, so you have to imagine that cars would be flowing this way, so it wouldn't make sense to have an alleyway here or anything like that. But what I might do is make some other dioramas that can go on either side of this, so you can put it in a Detolf or you can have it on a larger piece with an extended scene here for the diorama. So it is magnetized like all of my other dioramas, but it's two pieces. So this one piece and then the street and sidewalk area. With the sidewalk, it's about 6 inches in depth. New York City sidewalks vary in terms of how big they are. I didn't want to make this 10 inches, which would have been the equivalent of 10 feet for a normal scale, for a 1-to-1 scale. So I went a little bit smaller for the sake of the fact that this is on a Detolf, but I think it worked out well here. And I also just wanted to mention some other features. We have a door here, an air vent here, a window. Let me show you guys real quick. It is backlit capable for the window and for the door, and that's something that I've definitely done a lot of lately. I think it just adds to the toy photography possibilities. And then we're going to take a closer look at this sign and the functioning lights that I have installed there in the next shot. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this sign real quick. The sign itself is made out of XPS foam, which I forgot to mention. Almost the entire diorama is made out of the XPS pink foam that I always use. So the sign is made out of that, and I used a Proxxon wire cutter table to make the borders of this. And then the actual fine jewelry, or fine jeweler lettering here was printed on my Kingroon KP3 printer with PLA filament, and just made it in Tinkercad. It was very easy, just uploaded some text and off I went. So that is painted with just gold acrylic paint, and then I installed these two functioning lights, and if you've seen my Resident Evil video, you're familiar with how I do these. They're balloon lights that I got pretty cheap on Amazon. I think it was like $14 for a pack of 100 of them. And what you do is you just remove these tabs from the lights, and then they turn on, and when you want to turn them off, you just push them back in and they're off. So one of the reasons that I put this in is because when you're doing like a nighttime shot, I want people or whoever buys my dioramas to basically have some versatility. So of course I showed that there's some backlit capabilities on the windows. So if you're doing that and you've got some lights out front for a street scene or an alleyway scene, I just think it makes it a lot easier on someone when they're trying to light something appropriately if they have those functioning lights. And I like these lights more than some of the Dollar Tree lights that I use because to me they look more realistic, and if I wanted to design a fixture, it's a lot easier for me to do that using these balloon lights than it is with the Dollar Tree lights that I've used in the past. So here's a quick shot, not quite ACBA because you can see the stand, the flight stand here on the AIM soldier that we wanted to get with SpiderMan in a battle shot with Scourge and this AIM soldier. He's punching Scourge, who was probably trying to rob this jewelry store, and he is whipping the AIM soldier off of his feet here with his webs at the same time. So I haven't had a lot of luck with more dynamic action shots with my ACBA style photography, so I wanted to try something a little bit more dynamic with the Storefront dio here, and we are going to show you guys a couple of other ACBA shots using this diorama. So here's a more dynamic ACBA style shot than I've really had in any of my videos before. I've been trying to get more advanced with my posing, and of course when it comes to Spider-Man, this dropping in on the villains kind of pose is really something that I've always wanted to try to do, and I think it translated well here in this shot. So we've got Spider-Man completely supported by this floral wire, which is a metal wire coated in white fabric, and he is just dropped in here on the two villains as they're trying to perform a robbery on the jewelry store, and they are definitely not going to have a good day dealing with the webhead. So I'm really happy with the way that this shot came out, and I hope you guys like it. So I've had this Marvel 80th anniversary Juggernaut and Colossus 2-pack since Christmas, and I've used each of them in some different shots on my Instagram, but I haven't used them in any of my diorama videos yet. And when I was creating this particular storefront scene, I definitely was thinking about, you know, Juggernaut rampaging the streets, maybe knocking down some walls and robbing some places. So in this shot, maybe he is trying to rob this jewelry store and Colossus is stopping him. So here Colossus has landed a punch on his ribs, and Juggernaut's reacting to it, and you can see his helmet's off and it's falling back there from their fight, because if anybody could get his helmet off, it would be Colossus. So of course, you know, these two are pretty evenly matched, so you could have Juggernaut getting the best of Colossus too, but I'm really excited to have this shot with these two powerful characters going at it in front of this storefront diorama, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Action VASCO, where we took a look at my jewelry storefront diorama that I created for an IKEA Detolf. If you guys could like the video and subscribe to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And also remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at VascoToys. Thanks guys, see you next time.